Folks, welcome back to the Tailored Tax Show, the podcast that helps highly paid, highly taxed, high profile, and high net worth or ultra high net worth taxpayers save a bunch on your taxes legally. I'm Terrence Taylor, the co founder of Tailored Tax. This is Big Al Darnell Jr., the co founder of Tailored Tax. Hey, what's up, Big Al?
What's going on, everybody?
All right. And this is episode 15. And we're going to be covering the strategic partnerships that we have entered into, as well as strategic partnerships to come that we will enter into to help our clients to make sure you save a bunch on your taxes legally and ensure that the more you make, the less they take. So, Big Al, let's kick this off. We've been together for 5 months or so in this business. And as we started working in this business, we realized that strategic partnerships would be really helpful to our clients. And we reached out to a few, and a few reached out to us. And the ones that we thought would be most helpful, we've signed up with. I want to hand it over to you to talk a little bit about the strategic partnerships, and then we can trade it off back and forth to talk about specific strategic partnerships.
Cool. Well, yeah. So one of the partners that we've signed up with or come in cahoots with, it's Hudson Wealth Partners. Phenomenal conversation with Betsy, and we'd love to put you in contact with them as we prepare a lot of our strategy for our clients. We handpick, cherry pick specific professionals, subject matter experts, license carrying individuals to make sure that they can implement a lot of the strategies that we suggest. And we're happy to say, especially with Hudson Wealth Partners is one of them. And what they do is they're primarily on the investment side of things. And we always suggest that you invest your money, especially in tax deferred types of investments. And there's so many strategies that we can work with how we handle capital gains, of losses, and so forth, that Jesse will definitely be able to help you out with. How about you, Terrence? What's another partner that we've signed up with?
So we signed up with Kingstone Insurance and Allison Johnson. They specialize, Big Al, in helping people who want to invest in the U.S. and immigrate to the U.S. So, for example, Allison, who is a fellow Harvard Business School alum, reached out to me to say, hey, I see you're now in the tax space. We should talk. And then when we spoke, she said, you should talk to my good buddy, Gustavo, who is also an HBS, Harvard Business School alum. Do you know him? I said, actually, I don't. So the three of us met. We had a series of conversations. We started vibing and feeding off of each other. And we have the same value to help people to save a bunch on taxes legally. And we finally figured out, Big Al, that there's a strategic partnership to be struck between Kingstone, Allison Johnson, and Tailored Tax. So Allison Johnson consults, and one of the companies she consults to, also founded by Harvard Business School alums, is LCR Capital. And they specialize in helping foreigners to immigrate to the U.S. through the EB-5 visa, which requires that people invest $800,000 to $1 million, and then create 10 jobs for Americans through that investment. The investor and his or her spouse and their unmarried children under the age of 21 can immigrate to the U.S. together and get a green card. So, phenomenal program. And the more we spoke, the more we realized that through our strategic partnership, there's a lot that we can do, because when these investors get to the U.S., they're definitely going to need tax advice, Big Al. And that's where we can come in.
All day.
Yeah, and then they would most likely also need an insurance strategist to help them to structure insurance in ways that are beneficial for them and their family. So that's another partnership that we're super excited about, because, Big Al, it opens the door for us to do one thing we've always wanted to do, which is to reach out beyond the U.S.
100%.
and help folks. Yeah. You go ahead.
But yeah, like so, a lot of our clients right now, with a lot of the prospects and clients and everything that we have with this startup, and we've only really been in operation with tailored tax for less than 6 months, and it
Mhm.
is growing like nobody's business. But I'd say 40% are already outside of the U.S.,
Mhm.
which is why that partnership is so pivotal, and why we are also entertaining the audience of a couple of other companies, global companies, to assist a lot of our clients with some of the tax strategies that we're discussing and talking about. Another one, which I believe will have a more set in stone relationship with, is KBKG, which is one of the premier companies in the U.S. for R&D credits, cost segregation studies, um, of what do you call it? Transfer pricing, employee retention tax credits, energy efficient commercial buildings, things of that nature. But we definitely have used and referred them out for a cost segregation study for one of our clients on the East Coast, for a
Mhm.
with the property that they have on the East Coast. But no, I'm excited about KBKG. Everything that I'm seeing and engaging with them on is phenomenal. How
Mhm.
about you, Terrence? Who's another person, another
Ooh, Big Al,
company?
you know I'm about to get emotional and excited.
That's right. Here it
I
comes.
almost
Here
feel
it
like
comes.
I almost feel like we need a drum roll for this one, folks. I'm ecstatic that we have signed a strategic partnership agreement with Wilson Hand, brought to us by Big Al. And in the very first meeting, I was blown away when I started understanding what Wilson Hand does. Now, Wilson Hand are a bunch of lawyers who understand the tax code very well, Big Al. And they are so innovative and strategic in helping us to structure things that legally allow people to pay the bare minimum required by law. So when you hear us say this over and over again, that we're here to help you pay taxes that you're required, but to pay the minimum taxes that you're required, they embody how we can do that. And they have so many creative strategies. And they have also opened our eyes to the fact that even high net worth and ultra high net worth individuals would benefit from tax strategy advice. And as we begin to grow out our business and we begin to get those highly paid, highly taxed, high profile, and high net worth or ultra high net worth individuals as clients, we know we have a strategic partner that can implement things such as what we shared on the previous podcast when we looked for educational purposes at Antonio Brown, unfortunately declaring bankruptcy after making over 88 million. So the whole strategy around estate planning and the revocable and irrevocable trust, that's one of the things that Wilson Hand does very well. And they also have strategies to help taxpayers who have retirement savings reduce the tax that they will pay in retirement from possibly 50% to no more than 20%. Right. And I mean, I could wax lyrical, but Wilson Hand is one of the partners that I am super thrilled to work with, Big Al. How about you?
Me too. Me too. 100%. Yeah, they're class acts in the best way possible. And I don't care how much experience and studying I've done. I learn every single time we have a meeting and a discussion, and we go over um, case studies for our clients and so forth. So no, they're phenomenal. And I, and let me end with this.
Mhm.
We've got estate planning attorneys, business attorneys, um, trademark attorneys, so forth. Right now that we pair our clients up with, because with the strategies that we talk about, from starting a business, it's a lot of that. Are you going to need an attorney to set that up? Terrence, matter of fact, that brings to mind a pretty strong partnership that you have with a firm down there in Texas with starting businesses and filing paperwork and so forth. So
Oh,
so
yeah.
that's
Mhm.
it's tons. We've got. Listen to me. You come to us. We're not just going to give you the advice and the strategies. but literally the companies, vetted companies that we've used on our own, used ourselves, or engaged with and vetted to make sure that you could implement everything that we put together. But go ahead, take it away, Terrence.
And you know, I gotta say this, Big Al. Both Wilson Hand and Kingstone give us options in helping those international clients that we want to go after. Because one of the things that blew me away, absolutely floored me, is understanding that if you are a globally wealthy citizen, the US is actually open to you benefiting from the tax code in the US. And folks, that's a teaser. I'm not going to say much about that. But if you want to learn more, if you're a globally wealthy citizen, how the US tax code would welcome you and your funds into the US, you can reach out to either Terrence at Tailored Tax or Big Al at Tailored Tax. And
That
Big Al, the last thing I want to share, and you normally do such a good job of this, is anyone who has tax questions and just want to use a tool that can give you very, very well-founded information based on the IRS's Internal Revenue Code and the publications that make up the US tax code. Check out Tax Strategies GPT, which is our tool that we put on OpenAI's Chat GPT's GPT store. Right? All right, Big Al. I'm so excited that we could share this with folks. And
definitely
folks, see you soon.
all day. Cheers.